What's going on YouTube? Alphonsus and Team Gradelock. We're here with another deck profile. This time, we'll be featuring both John and Ryan this time as they collaborated together on a Spike Brothers Legion deck profile. So let's get started.
So, for the starter, I'm going to stand up the van, Mecha Trainer.
Okay.
If anybody was just wondering what the hell this was just Deadly Emperor in his sleeve, because that's
John's
how I do it in
avatar.
Okay.
Of Spike Brothers, at least. Anyway, the deck starts off with
Let's go with Mecha Trainer. Okay, so
the
starter.
deck starts off with Mecha Trainer because it's a good utility for the deck. It's the only Conroe card that actually exists anymore.
Conroe of Spike Brothers.
The Conroe of Spike Brothers that doesn't search out as much things, except there are cards to search out, because he actually there's a specific card in this deck that keeps the engine of the deck going, since you'd be playing Legion.
Yeah.
You don't want to search your heal trigger.
Yeah.
But you need he searches out for that specific card, and he just searches out for any grade 1s that you may need, like Reckless Expresses or stuff. Mecha Trainer is just there because good 5k booster.
Okay.
Use up a counterblast, but it's a toolbox card.
So what are the top two cards you always search out with Mecha Trainer?
Commander Gary Gannon.
Okay.
And Reckless Express.
Alright, we will get to them in a bit once we hit the grade 1s.
But that's off with Mecha Trainer.
Alright,
Then
grade 3s.
for the main boss of the deck, sort of.
Frozen Ogle.
Bloody
Ogle.
My bad.
Bloody Ogle.
Mistake.
Bloody Ogle's Bloody Ogle's ability is Legion. You can put 4 cards back to your deck and Legion with Frozen Ogle. And then during the turn that you Legion, every card that attacks during the turn gets +5. And then he has a regular axe skill of Counterblast 2 and put 1 card from your hand into the soul, and you can Spirit Call any Spike from your deck to the field.
Okay.
So it's a watered down Dudley Emperor. It's Dudley Dan in a sense.
Yeah.
But being a Legion for the deck, and the only good Legion, since it offers a lot as if that call and your front row gains +5, it just works really well with the deck. The only bad parts about it is it only can call out 1 unit, and it Legions with the Frozen Ogle, because Frozen Ogle is kind of an essential part of the deck.
Alright.
But besides that, he's also a very good combo piece. And that combo piece goes with the Break Ride. That $15 Break Ride.
It's all Ogre now. I'm sorry, I had to say that.
Yeah.
Bad End Dragger.
Okay.
This is one of the few decks in the game that can actually still run its Break Ride. And it's actually obvious for Spike Brothers, as is to the fact that Bad End Dragger states that when you ride a Spike Brother over it, your Vanguard gains +10, and it gets the ability whenever a rearguard attacks, it gains +10, and then it goes back into the deck. That's for every rearguard attacking. So essentially, if you can abuse cards like Bloody Ogre and Frozen Ogle when we get into his ability, you can essentially get off multiple attacks and just get +10, and that's really hard for your opponent to deal with. And Bad End Dragger is it's a card that you want during the early stages of the game. It's also why you play 4. It's also why you play 4 Bloodies. And his other skill is that when he's boosted by a Spike Brother, he gains +2. That used to be good with Wonder Boy, but there's a better card to play behind the Vanguard now besides Wonder Boy, which we'll get to in a little bit. So, Bad End Dragger, Break Ride, Scary.
Yep.
It sometimes keeps you at 3 because your opponent's scared to play.
Yeah.
It's honestly a thing. So, Bad End Dragger, MVP.
Next up, grade 2s.
My new favorite grade 2 in the game, Frozen Ogle.
Okay.
Frozen Ogle is a card that I looked at when BT, 16 came out, and I thought to myself, am I reading this wrong? Because his ability states that when he attacks, and your Vanguard's in Legion, you get to Counterblast 1, put it into the soul, and search your deck for a card, and Superior Call it.
Alright.
So it's one of the few cards that bypasses the state of fairness where it says you can't Superior Call itself. You can Superior Call itself. During Break Right turn, if you have multiple copies of this out, you can just keep swinging 24 3 times. 3 times, because 3 counterblasts. You only have 3 left because you have to Legion with 1. So if you can just attack multiple 3 times, you are forcing out 3 15k shields from your opponent's hand for each attack. This deck can kill at 2 damage just because of Frozen Ogle. Frozen Ogle puts in too much work
just keep calling itself and attacking, and call out one last thing for final push if it makes it that far. Because
Spikes to spikes, and this is one of the only cards that actually puts in a lot of work without requiring that many resources. So that's off of Frozen.
Alright, next up.
We play an old card that I still like in the deck, even though some people have different interests. I play 3 high-speed Bracky.
I still like the card. It works.
It's
good for early games as well.
The reason is that people like to play 4 of another card that we're going to get into it a little bit more, but I play 3 high-speed Bracky because it puts in the aggression early game that your other cards can't because they're restricted by Legion and stuff like that, because like Frozen Ogle can't do a lot if he's restricted by Legion. So if you're stuck on your Bad End Dragger and you don't get your Legion, then Frozen Ogle's kind of useless.
Yeah.
So Bracky is there so he can put in work when you're not on Legion, because his ability states that he's a tagger, so that when he attacks you Soul Blast 1, give it +5, and it goes back into the deck. So it essentially will become 14 with a Soul Blast.
He's a hit and run card. He just hits you and runs away.
And boosted by 7k with that Soul Blast, he hits 21. So he puts in that early aggression that sometimes your opponent's at 3 damage first turn, and you're just in the first 2 turns of the game, and then you just swing like this, and you're like, you know, I'm just gonna Soul Blast. Oh, you went to 4. I have an easier way of killing you now.
Alright.
Oh yeah, and also because this is another reason, running this card, if you ride it, it sucks.
It really does.
If you ride this, it sucks a lot. So using this when you're on to Soul Blast it is really good, because then you can just Legion it back into the deck.
Yep.
So that's another reason why Bracky's important.
Okay.
Then onto the other grade 2s. 2 Silver Blaze. 1 SP.
Yep. Okay. This guy is different because
he's different from Bracky because he's restricted by Legion, but the good part about him is that he's Soul Blast 1 and gains +10k.
Yep.
He becomes a 19 when swinging. He'll be stronger because of the pluses you get off of Break Ride and because off of Bloody Ogle. So
essentially,
powerful card.
So essentially, when you go Break Ride like this, you're boosted by any 7k unit. You swing for 41.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alone, he swings for 34.
Yeah. And that's still a lot.
That's still a lot. That's what? How much shield is that? 25k shield?
Yes, 25k.
Work. Puts in too much work.
Wait, no, that's 35k shield.
That's 35? No,
Yeah.
35.
From 11. From
Yeah,
11K.
from 11. 10, 10, 5.
Yeah.
No, that goes up to 10. That's 21. That's 31. That's 36.
2 10s.
Yeah.
25. 25k shield.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about with boosts and stuff.
And then for tech cards in the deck, I play 1 Devil Summoner.
And over the Devil Summoner, I play the Panther.
I understand why the Panther is good. I suggested this card to Ryan because he actually still plays the deck.
I love the deck.
He understands and loves the deck because we both know how powerful Spike Brothers are. It should be a top contender for top 5, in my opinion. Like top 5 best deck in the game.
By the way, with my luck, I ride him at grade 2 a lot, so that's why I keep it in the deck.
Because you only play
Top 5 what deck now? One of my favorite cards in the deck
Spikes.
too.
Should be contender for top 5.
It could be.
5th.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, Panther is good because it's the 10k base of the deck, so easy 10k guards are easy 10k guards.
Okay.
And it puts in, like, it's just there as a good beater.
He puts in
Charging Bill Collector.
What do you think about it, Ryan?
He puts in work. Honestly, he's one of the cards you have to put out early as one of your first few attacks when you have your Break Ride and Ogle turn. He's a 25 hitter. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
So
Hey, and boosted by a perfect guard, he swings 31.
yeah. Also, like I said, my luck, I ride him as grade 2, so that's perfect.
But
Okay.
I run the Devil Summoner because this hasn't happened once.
It happened when I
It
ran
happens
him.
to you all the time, but like, there's been points in the game where my opponent is like at 5 damage and they've been guarding perfectly against my attacks, and they'll save that last perfect guard for the Silver Blaze that's about to come out, and I'm like, okay, let me just bring out Devil Summoner. Let me just bring out the Devil Summoner and then try my luck to get out a grade 1 or a grade 2 and then finish them off with that card, because then it's too much for the opponent to guard.
Yep.
Wait, hold on.
But sometimes I whiff. The only times I've ever find this card useful is in the beginning stages of the game where I just play it down early and then build up field.
So for when he tries to go for game and doesn't get the grade 1s, I'm sitting somewhere else another time. When I used to play it, I would get the grade 1. I would most likely get Reckless Express or something, and I would go for game in there.
So Devil Summoner is just there as that last aggression. If your opponent thinks that they can survive, you just pull the card out and you win anyway. So
That's a fun card. I switch between him and Panther, honestly.
and that And then for the last grade 2 of the deck, we play Jumbo the Shotgun.
Okay.
Dumbo, as I call him.
Okay, Jumbo, I don't care what you call it. It's an elephant with big ears, and it's a football player.
Yeah.
But anyway, this card is really good in the deck because I forgot to explain this, but when you go off with your Break Ride and you have the Frozen Ogles in play, you're getting out 3 attacks. You're getting out 3 attacks with this, if you remember. Yeah, you're getting out 3 attacks with this, so that's 3 counterblasts, and then it's 2 counterblasts. So you're essentially using up all 5 counterblasts. That's a very hard and you have to really work to that 5 counterblast damage in order to play the deck, but Jumbo allows you to do this from 4, because essentially the last card you would call out with Frozen Ogle would be the Jumbo. You Soul Charge 1, and then you because you were counterblast 3 at 4 damage, and then you call out Jumbo, you Soul Charge 1 and unflip 1, so you're at 2 open counterblasts now, and now you can use Bloody for that last attack. And I believe this is 6 attacks because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7. 7 attacks. So get out basically 7 attacks, and Jumbo allows you to do this at 4 damage, where you're not going to be in a great fear if your opponent is able to survive it. You're at least guaranteed that you're going to be at 1.
Okay.
So that's a good thing about Jumbo. He allows the plays of the deck when you shouldn't be making them at 4 damage. So Jumbo's a good card, and then for grade 1.
Dumbo's an awesome grade 2.
And then grade 1s. This is very controversial, and I don't understand why. This grade 1 is played over by the chick that came out in the EB16, which is the counterblast 1 if it boosts, and you get to draw a card and send the card back into the deck. But BT, whatever. But I play 4 Wonder Boys over it because for the one reason I play Wonder Boys, it makes a 16k column with Jumbo. So Break Right Turn, if you have this behind the Frozen Ogle, you can just boost for what is this? 31?
Yeah.
So it makes a magic number with Jumbo, and these are good first turn rides.
Also, if you get it off the Devil Summoner, that's a 23 attacker too.
Yeah, that is 15k shield.
15k shield, and rush turns, when you have to put this behind a grade 1, like a 7k, it's 15k against your opponent's possible 10k Vanguard. So it helps a lot. It makes numbers for the deck, and people don't expect it. I don't know why.
Okay.
And then for the
4 Reckless Express.
I've always loved 4 Reckless Express, and I always will. But Ryan has an input on this.
I play 3, mainly because I can't get the 4th one. But
Okay.
I like how it works anyway. I play Medical Trainer.
All right,
Like,
that's
he's
Soul
like-
Charge.
Medical Manager.
I'm sorry. But when I play him, it's almost like a Panther, where I get him turn 1, and I get that extra Soul Charge just to be really funny.
Okay.
So that gives the deck more opportunity to do stuff like Reckless Express and Bracky early game. So
Okay.
that's why I like it.
It allows more extension to your plays, but I just like the 4 Reckless Express because you're gonna obviously be able to draw into it quicker if you play 4.
Yeah.
And Reckless is just amazing. Break Ride turn and Break Ride on Legion turn, you're hitting 27.
Okay.
20k shield.
Yeah.
Reckless Express is just always been a good card. Gotta go in for those plays. Now I've changed my mind ever since the days when I used to play Dudley Emperor. When it comes to perfect guards, I play. Wrong way. I play 4 perfects, 1 anime version, and then 3 of the old one.
I play 2 and 2. Just saying.
Just saying. But
They have no quintet wall, right?
They do.
They do have the
We're not going to use it because we need the counterblast.
you're low on. You need the
yes.
counterblast. That's why.
Those counterblasts.
But you need the 4 perfects for everything else. You
Yeah.
can't. This deck now has to play the little advantage game with your opponent. And even if you can kill them, Break Right Turn, these are 21k attackers.
Yep.
It's so funny to get hit by a perfect guard.
Plus
for 21.
15k on everybody.
It's like a perfect guard to swing at you for 21.
Yep.
Scary. But perfect guards are perfect guards. There's not really that much to explain.
Alrighty.
And then for the rest of the grade 1s, the new card that everybody is playing now. I thought I was the only one who thought about this. 2 Commander Gary Gannons.
MVP, in my opinion.
Too much of an MVP. Because this is the card that you would usually search out with the Mecha Trainer.
Okay.
Because his ability is an ammo clone basically. If he boosts a unit and it hits the Vanguard, you get to drop 1 card and draw 1 card.
Really good, so you can draw into all your key cards like Ogles and Break Ride and all stuff like that.
Because there's been and even when you're Gradelock, because there's been times when I've been Gradelocked or I needed a specific grade 3 and Gary Gannon's just been like, okay, pitch, draw, and yeah, you get it.
Yeah, and
Gary-
plus it helps Legion too.
It really helps get you to Legion to be able to drop stuff. It helps with a lot of things. Actually.
Because you're usually gonna get what, like 2 of them off?
Yeah.
So it already sets up 2 cards in the drop zone, and Mecha Trainer goes in the drop zone anyway. So you just need 1 more card in the drop zone.
Alrighty,
I
so
got
that's
a lot
for the
of those
grade 1
off, dude.
lineup. Let's get into triggers.
Start off, you play 4 Silence Joker as
yes.
the crits, and 3 Sonic Breakers.
Alright, 7 crits this time.
7 crits. I still think the crits are needed for aggression because there's points in the game where you're gonna need to do your break ride at 2 damage, and your opponent, you still need the crit.
Yeah.
This is not a game. This is not a deck where you can say, oh, I run 8 draw and I'll be fine. You still need the crits. Vanguard is Vanguard. You still need crits.
Yep.
I'm gonna put my thing into this. I do play the 6 crit, and I do play 6 draws. We'll get into in a little bit. I still play the 6/6 lineup.
Okay.
It works
But
for me.
if you're going to play any crits, you better play the Silence Joker.
That's
Yeah.
when you run it for. The unflip is too good.
Because he's the unflipper. So if you need to again extend your plays and Jumbo goes to the damage zone or something happens to Jumbo, you can use Silence Joker to unflip that damage.
Noted. Okay.
So
sounds good.
Silence Joker is a needed card and 3 Sonic Breakers.
Alright, next up we have
I'm running 4 Cheer Girl, Pauline. And 1 Cheer for Lynx.
I
Alright.
run 4 and 2.
Okay.
Of course we max out these because
Yeah.
Cheerleaders, why not? You
is
know?
that the only reason? Boobs. This is like a 5-year. This is like a 8-year.
Okay, let's not focus on that.
She's 16.
Let's not focus on this right now.
Get out of here, Ian.
Oh my god.
Japan, she's 16.
Let's just okay.
But I'm happy that Spike's got another
Draw trigger.
got another draw because it actually brings a lot more to the deck. You can actually draw into more of your combo pieces, and running the Gary, you actually have more cards to pitch.
Yep.
So the Gary with the 5 draw provides you with a chance for getting most of your combo pieces, which is something I really like in the deck. The consistency is actually up because of set 16.
Okay.
So yeah.
Alright, and finally.
And finally, 4 heals.
I have to say that today's tournament on Saturday, January, what, 23rd? 24th?
24th.
24th. Saved you how many times?
Just want to throw my thing.
10.
Oh my god.
10 times.
I play 3
Fuck
and 1.
this card. It's beautiful. I ripped like probably 10 of those cards. I will not rip it because it's part of your deck, Ryan.
Okay.
But I'm holding back the urge. This fucking no. Get that out of here.
Hold on. Alex, give him the other card.
I'm sorry, viewers. If you saw that card and I didn't rip it, I'm sorry.
Alright. Well,
But the 4 Shiro Tiaras are heals.
you have to have heals.
You have to have heals, and
John,
they do.
I'm gonna be nice. Here you go.
Get back, Ian. This is for YouTube.
Okay.
Fuck.
I was gonna laugh so hard if you couldn't rip it.
Oh my god.
That probably would have been bad.
Alright, so the 4 heals, of course, standard. You always want to go through that. And Shirgo Tiara, she will help you win. Alright, awesome. Well, that's it for the Spike Brothers deck profile. If you guys have any comments on, I guess, the builds or maybe differences of units, we're gonna see what happens. Alrighty, that's it for John, Ryan, Alphonse, Team Gradelock. Take care, guys.
Fuck Adelaide.
See ya.